Hello world, my name's Ben and welcome to Recap. Last session, the party had just finished up in the factory where the Panther made his lair. They had recovered the book, the Primal Pathicaris, and had returned to the tavern. This game session, we started off with a big discussion, took a bunch of time, very important matter, the new D&D. I'll actually talk more about that in another video, but I figured I'd mention it since it did take probably the first hour of the game session. Meanwhile, in game, the party decided that they were going to have to go back to the library to do additional research to find out specifically where the entrance to the underworld was, that way they could find the Amethyst, the Underdark Amethyst, and to find out specifics in order to enable teleportation to the Poison Swamp where they were going to look for the Ammonia mushroom. So they did that. They teleported back to Muskill, went to their home library that they visit all the time, found out some more specific information, and then teleported to the entrance to the underworld. The city of Amethyst is deep in the underworld, underneath one of the oceans. In order to get there, they had to find an entrance that was pretty close. The closest one was actually in the volcanic wastes, an area populated obviously by volcanoes, but also fire giants. The party expected to deal with at least some fire giants in order to get through. And when they teleported in, it was discovered that there were 5 giants guarding the gateway. The initial toll that was suggested by the giants was 100 platinum pieces each for the party members to pass without any altercation. Various party members had their own way of trying to talk their way out of the situation, or more accurately, intimidate their way out of the situation. Gergen was all like, "Hey Zinj, I can't believe you said that about his mother." And Zinj is like, "Oh, I've had enough to drink, I might have said something about his mother." Narar got all, "Okay, we're ready for combat. Time to cast and cast and cast and then tap, 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 tap. Intimidate, tap, 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 tap." Melano was amazingly refined, not actually aggressing, bound to happen occasionally. And Varga, probably the most intimidating and downright disturbing, indicated that she could think of all sorts of things to do with these fire giants. Wink, nod, nod. That was a terrible wink. In any case, the intimidation worked. The party was able to pass the fire giants without having to pay. Though there were some threats about the party coming and taking money from the fire giants instead of paying a toll. But that was avoided because leaving, the party just teleported. 8 hours in a cave, complete pitch darkness, they managed to work their way down into the depths of the underworld. The cave ended in a sculpture that looked like a giant dragon's snout with its mouth open, and the party would go through the mouth in order to exit the cave. This sculpture was finely crafted of stone from the area, as well as with bits of amethyst augmenting it. Little inspection, Zinj was confident that that was Underworld Amethyst, and the party was happy that they were in the right spot. On the other side of the gateway, however, they ran into one of the amethyst dragons, a guardian dragon that was protecting the gateway. As wise, regal, not particularly aggressive, but territorial dragons, it immediately called out the party and engaged them in discussion with some polite exchanges and suggestion that maybe a gift for a gift by a visitor to the dragon would be appropriate. Gergen put on his best show, used the big talky words and grand gestures, and he gave the dragon a rod of absorption as a gift for their entry. The dragon accepted it graciously and told the party that they are welcome to go and cut down one of the trees. Stepping to the side, the dragon revealed that behind her was a massive cavern they couldn't really see because she was blocking it. And in this cavern were lots and lots of amethyst crystals growing up from the floor and the ceiling like stalactites and stalagmites, and it was a veritable crystal forest. Little overcome by how easy it was to get in when their research had indicated the dragons fiercely protected this and trade was hard, they were very, very nervous and went up, found a crystal that had already broken on the ground, a pretty good sized chunk, and said, "All right, that's good enough for us. Thank you, Miss Dragon, and we'll be on our way now. Ta-ta!" Back up into the tunnels, the party decided to rest a little bit, refresh some teleport spells, and then they teleported to the Black Graves. The Black Graves was the location that the party had researched within the Poison Swamp that was known as the Dragon Graveyard. Melanoa had managed to uncover a picture of the area and was confident that she could teleport there without problem. The swamp covered in poisonous gases and really unpleasant, draped in dark willow trees with bones and logs and moss and lichen and all sorts of things just covering the area. They decided to spread up just a little bit and look to see if they could find any of these mushrooms. It really didn't take very long because mushrooms tend to grow everywhere. And both Zinj and Narar managed to find mushrooms. But just as they were completing their search, yelling to one another, "Hey, I found some!" there was movement under the water. They were not alone. And that is where we left off this game. Thank you so much for watching, I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, hit the thumbs up button and give this video a like. If you're not already a subscriber to my channel, please do so. Then I'll know that you want to watch more of these videos. And most importantly, I hope you have a fantastic day. Good job with that diplomacy. Fist bump. Nailed that.